moving on. Start next lesson, variables. Okay, so variables. In programming, a variable is a container for a value. You can think of variables as little containers for information that live in a computer's memory. Information stored in variables such as username, account number, or even personalized greeting can then be found in memory. Variables also provide a way of labeling data with a descriptive name, so our programs can be understood more clearly by the reader and ourselves. In short, variables label and store data in the memory. There are only a few things you can do with variables. Create a variable with a descriptive name. Store or update information stored in a variable. Reference or get information stored in a variable. It is important to distinguish that variables are not values. They contain values and represent them with a name. Observe the diagram with the colored boxes. Each box represents variables. The values are represented by the content, and the name is represented with the label. In this lesson, we will cover how to use the var, which is variable, let, and const keywords to create variables. Instructions: when you're ready to start, go to the next exercise. So, sunshine 102. Right, create a variable var. There are a lot of changes introduced in the ES6 version of JavaScript in 2015. One of the biggest changes was two new keywords, let and const. To create or declare variables prior to ES6, programmers could only use the var keyword to declare variables. Var my name equals area, console.log my name. Let's consider the above. Var, short for variable, is a JavaScript keyword that creates or declares a new variable. My name is the variable's name. Capitalizing this way is a standard convention in JavaScript called camel casing. In camel casing, you group words into one. The first word is lowercase. Then every word that follows will have its first letter uppercased. Example, camel case everything. Equal is the assignment operator. It assigns the aria to the variable my name. Aria is the value assigned equal to the variable name my name. You can also say that my name variable is initialized with the value of aria. After the variable is declared, the string value aria is printed to the console by referencing the variable name console.log my name. There are a few general rules for naming variables. Variable names cannot start with numbers. Variable names are case sensitive, so my name and my name would be different variables. It is bad practice to create two variables that have the same name using different cases. Variables names cannot be the same as keywords. For a comprehensive list of keywords, check out MDN's keyword documentation. Note in the next exercises we will learn why ES6's let and const are the preferred variable keywords by many programmers, because there are still a ton of code written prior to ES6. It's helpful to be familiar with the pre-ES6 var keyword. If you want to learn more about var and the quirks associated with it, check out the MDN var documentation. Instructions: declare a variable named favorite food using the var keyword and assign to it the string pizza. So var favorite food, remember camel casing, and then in single or double quotes the string pizza. And semicolon. All right. There I've declared my variable. I just had some spelling that wasn't right. Okay. And I assigned pizza to it. So declare a variable named number of slices using the var keyword. So var again, num camel casing of slices, camel casing, and assign to it the number 8. Okay. Under the number of slices variable, use console.log to print the value saved to favorite food. So because it's a variable, we don't put it in double or single quotes, because double and single quotes are only meant for strings. And as you can see, the string method is already assigned to the favorite food variable. So we're going to run this. Whoa. There's another one, right? So under use console.log to value saved favorite food. On the following line, use console.log to print the number value saved in number of slices. So another console.log with the variable number of slices, right? And run. As you can see, pizza and 8. Right, that's correct. Next, moving on, create a variable let. So before I move forward and read out this documentation, let is basically a variable that is adaptable, a variable that can be used again. So it's a flexible variable basically. So if you assign the let variable, let's say let my name, you can actually use my name without the let variable function. You can use it and reassign it to another variable if you'd like. So but with the const variable and the var variable, you cannot do that because the program will break if you try and do that. But with the let variable, you can take a variable and reassign it to another variable, reassign it to another variable, and so on and so forth. So as mentioned in the previous exercise, the let keyword was introduced in ES6. The let keyword signals that the variable can be reassigned a different value. Take a look at the example. Let meal equal enchiladas, console.log meal. And then meal equal burrito, console.log meal. Okay, so you can assign it a different value or multiple values. Another concept that we should be aware of when using let and even var is that we can declare a variable without assigning the variable a value. In such a case, the variable will automatically initialize with the value of undefined. So let console.log price. So the price, as you can see, we haven't assigned anything to it. So that's why the output is undefined. Now we can reassign price and set it equal to 350. And if we console.log price, output is 350. So we took an basically price, we assigned it to nothing and it's undefined, and then we took the undefined variable, which is price, and reassigned 350 to it, and that's why the console.log it prints out the output is 350. So notice in the example above, if we don't assign a value to a variable declared using let keyword, it automatically has a value of undefined. We can reassign the value of the variable. So instructions. First one, create a let variable called change me and set it equal to the boolean true. So we start off with the let variable change me, and we're going to set it equal to a boolean true, which is lowercase. All right. The first thing I think in the beginning of this task, I mentioned that you're setting a variable to another variable. It is possible. I think that's incorrect. You can set a string to a let variable, and then you can assign it another string or a different string, and it will change its value. So that's what I meant by the let variable. Whereas with the const variable, you cannot do that. It stays static. It stays the same. If you try and assign another string or number to that const variable, it will break the program. The program will break. So, all right. So let change me equal true. This is actually the right way with the semicolon at the end. But if you assign the variable without the semicolon, it will still work. So yeah, this is actually good practice. So number 2, on the line after change me is declared, set the value of change me to the Boolean false. So it says here, on the line after change me is declared, set the value of change me to Boolean false. So now you don't need to declare let change me again. You just say it's already been declared. So just take change me, just the word itself, and then the variable as is, and then assign it false. Then run. Just hold on. To check if change me was reassigned, log the value saved to change me to the console. Yeah, and then they asked another thing. They ask you to console.log change me to see if the program is working. Okay. As you can see, I took let change me, we assigned the Boolean true and reassigned the Boolean false. When we console.log, it prints out false. Okay, moving on.